The neon lights of Neo-Tokyo never seemed to dim, always flickering like the hope of dawn in a city that never saw the sun beneath the skyscrapers and relentless smog. In the tangled weave of its high-tech opulence and sprawling slums lived Rai, a wiry teenager with eyes too old for his age and a knack for reading the digital winds of the cybernet. By day, he was a drudge at Synthocorp, a towering conglomerate that produced everything from AI to pharmaceuticals. By night, he wandered the digital labyrinth, a gray hat hacker searching for the one break that could lift him from the dregs of the city. Rai wasn't after money, he was after freedom. Information was power in Neo-Tokyo, but true liberation came from knowledge that could manipulate the very fabric of their society, controlled by corporations and the cyber cafe elite. His latest target was the government's stealth database, rumored to contain the truth about Project Eclipse, an undertaking so secretive, even whispers of it were scrubbed from the net within microseconds. As Rai tapped into the data stream through his jerry-rigged console in a cramped apartment lined with screens pulsating urgent data, he navigated the digital fortress with practiced ease. Just when he thought he was in, alarms blared into the virtual landscape, red warnings flashing before his eyes. They knew he was there, and they were locking down the system. Heart thudding, Rai executed his escape sequence, a string of commands that covered his tracks and scrambled his digital imprint. Days slipped by, and Rai couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. Unease trailed his every move, both in physical space and online, as if a shadow had clung to him, dark and persistent. But Rai couldn't stop. He was too close. He returned to the labyrinth, diving deeper with a concoction of codes and stealth programs, banking on one last push towards the truth. One evening, as rain drummed a rhythmic frenzy against the neon-laced city, Rai's persistence paid off. His screen flickered to life, revealing pages of classified documents marked with dire warnings of federal prosecution. Project Eclipse was not a weapon or a surveillance system, as many suspected, but a plan to create a new stratum of society, a utopia for the elite, facilitated by the manipulation of genetic codes and cybernetic enhancements. Burning with the ferocity of his find, Rai knew what he had to do. Information like this wasn't just for one to hoard. The power dynamics of Neo-Tokyo could shift dramatically with this knowledge in the public eye. As he compiled the data, readying it for release, Rai was startled by a sudden knock at his door. With a skepticism tailored by years in the shadows, Rai approached cautiously, data chip clenched in his fist. He peeked through the digital peephole and saw a woman, her face obscured by a hood, but her eyes unmistakably sharp and knowing. "I know what you have, Rai," she spoke softly, as if aware of the listening devices peppering the hallway. "And I know what you're about to do. You need to understand the magnitude of your actions. Releasing this information will change everything." Rai hesitated, his resolve wavering under the gravity of his choices, but his decision was made in the echoes of those exploited by the powerful. And he was tired of being powerless. "I know," he replied, unlocking the door. "Are you here to help me or stop me?" She stepped inside, removing her hood to reveal cybernetic implants tracing her temples like delicate, silvery veins. "I'm here to help, but we must be smart about this. The truth is your weapon, but only if wielded wisely." Together, they worked, guiding the information through clusters of data marts managed by pockets of resistance across the city. The dissemination was strategic, silent, but impactful, igniting a spark of change that blazed through the high towers and into the hearts of those who dreamt of the dawn. In the aftermath, Rai watched the city from his rooftop, the skyline momentarily clear as the first signs of real dawn crept over the horizon. For the first time, he saw not just a glimmer but a promise of a day when the city would awaken, liberated and renewed. Every ending was a beginning, and Rai's tale was just a single thread in the complex tapestry of Neo-Tokyo's revolution.